Technology-wise, we should be at the top 3. You can argue we're already there in some sense, but if you speak about the DeFi world, we're still in the planning stage of that, so I can't claim to be there yet.
What's up, Crypto Crew, and welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Might, actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto oceans. If you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Crypto Crew here on your Crypto Crew. I've said Kaspa is building towards the future on many occasions, a statement I still stand by at the making of this recording. And in today's vid, we'll hear from one of Kaspa's geniuses, Michael Sutton, on where he sees Kaspa in the not-so-distant future, and according to Michael, why Kaspa could be a top 3 crypto project on the crypto ocean. Stay tuned, Crypto Crew.
There is no second best.
Prove all things, hold fast, that which is good. Before we continue, Crypto Crew, always remember to protect your crypto investments. Self-custody is key, especially during this 2025 bull run, and in my personal opinion, the Tangent Wallet is your best option. Plug and play, easy to use, and the most affordable cold storage out there. So if you wish to order your Tangent Wallet today, you can get 10% off using code CryptoCrew. Check out the link in the description box below. Thanks so much for your consideration and support in advance, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all. Crypto Crew, as Kaspa is developing and evolving into a platform crypto has yet to see, we don't see or understand what goes on behind the scenes. So shout out to Kaspa developer Michael Sutton, who recently had a chat with Ankit from the XXIM Podcast. Shout out to them too.
I mean, there's always like times where you have to stress. You have to. You cannot pull through crescendo without a few sleepless nights. Okay,
deployment has to be done that way, right?
But you have to have the times where you're more even though there's a trillion things on your mind, you're doing them one by one. I maybe like a post-season NBA. I don't know. Like
you're training, you're getting ready for that next season.
Yeah. So obviously, it's always doing a lot, but just not stressing it because
Michael, I have this fun little segment we created. We ask everyone now, where do you see Kaspa by 2030?
2030, we should, technology-wise, we should have everything I know of at this point.
So zero knowledge of codes on layer 1. We have smart contracts on layer 1 running. Is it Sparkle or native smart contracts, you think?
Not exactly native in the sense that we're going to execute smart contract logic by all L1 validators. That's a path we're going to try to avoid for avoiding centralization of L1. But the experience of an app, a zero-knowledge app deployed on L1 as seemingly as possible, that's the DevX and UX we have in mind long-term for Kaspa. Deploying a zero-knowledge app.
I created another question for myself. So deploying a zero-knowledge app directly on layer 1, in a sense,
yeah. That should be like the experience. Developer shouldn't be too concerned about the infrastructure. He has to make it when he develops. When you deploy a zero-knowledge app, you have to choose an infrastructure, specific zero-knowledge VM, approver network, maybe. So you have to make some technical choices, but your experience in terms of communicating with other apps, that's where atomic composability becomes so significant.
And this is exactly what Igra Labs is focused on, their current developments of a layer 2 using Kaspa as the world's greatest sequencer.
If you're familiar with DeFi, you know, stable coins and perpetual markets and so forth. However, they're all constrained by the amount of liquidity that you have at the base asset. The minute we'll have asynchronous communication within one logic zone, we'll be able to offer on-chain DEX or CLOBs, order books that are able to fulfill orders and trades within one single block. That means that you can build stable coins on board of tokens that don't necessarily have that big of liquidity and mitigate that risk. Because Igra is going to enable DeFi apps to build risk engines, the kind that were only available in traditional finance, but didn't have that possibility due to the latency in block settlement.
Imagine building a D app where one part is written in Solidity, another in Move, and another in Rust, yet all work together seamlessly. Igra's approach is trustless and MEV resistant, with all transaction ordering handled by Kaspa's base layer. The first testnet Caravel is already launched as we speak, and the mainnet called Galeon is planned for later in 2025, aiming for up to 3,000 transactions per second and sub-second finality. This is one of the building bricks that Kaspa's future is built on. Keep that in mind, Crypto Crew, while we listen to Michael Sutton's vision of Kaspa in the future, specifically in 2030.
It should be like stores on the streets and not malls.
Right. So we don't need unlimited bridges that will get created eventually when we have a lot of layer 2s.
The mechanics can be complicated, but you have to make sure that the systems are flat, meaning one dimension, in a sense. You want competition between apps, but apps always want to communicate with others and not self-closing themselves. Whereas infrastructures can tend to want to have everyone under their roof. So the game theory dynamics of liquidation and fragmentation and all that, you want them to be flat as a shared sequencing system. The fact that we're talking about all rollups being based, it means we're still solving one consensus. If you take Ethereum and rollups, they're not the same consensus instance. Each rollup can be committed to a different set of transactions. There's no global consensus, actually. So by us sticking to based rollups, favoring them because of the throughput we have, that kind of mindset, by the way, is only enabled by 10 BPS. Because if you think about 1 BPS, 300 transactions, you can't imagine it's not powerful enough. Once you see 10 BPS, 3,000 transactions per second, you can imagine, like I recently saw statistics, the whole Ethereum ecosystem is 2,000 TPS at most. When we're talking 3,000 TPS, we're talking sufficient data availability for a lot of usages. And keeping this under a shared sequencer, Kaspa's L1, is very significant, especially if you attach sync composability. You can do sync composability only because you have shared sequencing. Because when you're executing this transaction, the state of all parties involved is actually deterministic. So that's why it makes sense. And when you have sync composability with shared sequencing, you actually have a single consensus system. And the magic part is that ZK can allow you to run away a bit from the replicated state machine design where you have to, each consensus participant has to hold all the state. Zero knowledge is a breakthrough in the sense that it can allow not replicating all data by all machines. It's redefining consensus in a sense, or redefining how to sequence with zero knowledge. And it's a big challenge.
Yeah, I think the security and, that layer 1 will provide along with everything else, along with the sequencing.
Yeah, and without being burdened by
because verification part will be layer 1, but the proof part will be, I don't even know how actually will go. It wouldn't be layer 2. It'll be just the dApp itself will do the
It will be proven networks, actually, either external or internal. Like it can be prover services.
Oh boy, there's so much to do and so much to, I'm sure it keeps you up at night sometimes, these thoughts and these topics. And they are at the cutting edge of technology, I think, I want to highlight that.
I just wanted to say 2030 is, Jonathan mentioned on X a few months ago that he's working on something else. So I think I know more or less what he's talking about. He's not, it's not my job to share too much about it, but yeah, I hope by 2030 we can be deep into that.
Yeah, I mean, any speculation you want to do on technology front.
Technology-wise, we should be at the top 3. You can argue we're already there in some sense, but if you speak about the DeFi world, we're still in the planning stage of that, so I can't claim to be there yet. But I hope we'll have a significant role in that world too. Yeah. Excited, privileged, humble to be at this point where I can affect something, such a movement. Like watching X recently is amazing. More and more people showing up, more and more clever, well-articulated, people who know what they're saying, what they're doing, people who know the limits of their understanding, acting and communicating about Kaspa. It's very special to watch. Seeing how people appreciate knowledge. I'm not sure how many times in history it's not so often that you see general people who are not necessarily technical, so appreciative of knowledge, of pure knowledge, of research. To me, it's special to see, special to be in this position of also researching and also applying this. I appreciate it. I think we're going to do well. Yeah. Market appreciation is important because it creates a whole cycle of enabling innovation. It's obviously something that needs to happen. Hopefully it will happen more and more.
You see, Crypto Crew, as a community, we stand strong behind Kaspa, as the dev team isn't focused on marketing or building hype, and this is what makes Kaspa, where passion meets skill and vision meets dedication. Shout out to Michael Sutton and the Kaspa dev team. Shout out to Ankit and the XXIM Podcast. More to come in a video near you, Crypto Crew. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout for the next big thing on the crypto ocean. Grow in grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say I.